Yo guys, my name is Legend and welcome to my YouTube channel. In the last episode you guys saw me pick up this frame and some other parts. They are right there. In today's video I want to give a little bit more information on what I'm going to do with this frame and what my goals are for this project. So I was able to pick up this frame for really cheap. It was a pretty good deal. So what I want to do is make this into a budget build. I'm going to try and build this whole bike for less than 300 euros, which I think is doable. I'm going to do everything myself, the whole build, as well as painting it, maybe along with some friends if they want to help me. But the goal is to make this a cheap build under 300 euros. All of the parts that you will see in today's video add up to about 70 euro. That's how much I spent on them. So we have 230 euros left for the rest of the project. Now let's take a look at what I exactly bought. Now the most important part is the frame, which is in a pretty good shape. Everything seems to be straight other than a few small tabs that are not as important. It does need a little bit of paint though. The next part I picked up was a tank. Now the paint is in a pretty bad condition, as well as there are a few little dents in it, and there's no actual fuel cap. The tank has been sitting for months without a fuel cap on it, so it's full of dirt and dust, so I'll have to clean it out really good. And I will definitely use a fuel filter as well if I decide to use this tank. I'll just have to find a fuel cap that fits. The next part that I picked up was the swing arm. It's in a decent condition, but it could use a little bit of paint as well, and I have to figure out the whole chain tensioning mechanism because I'm not sure that's still in a good shape on this swing arm, but I haven't really had time to check it. But all in all, it's in decent condition. Then next up is the rear fender with the chain guard, which is just pretty much in new condition. It just needs a good clean and I don't even think it needs any paint, which is awesome. Okay, now this part might not seem very familiar to a lot of you, but this is called a Ducati fairing. It's what we call it here. This slides over the back of the seat to give it a sportsy kind of look. It's in pretty bad condition, the paint is horrible, and one of the mounting tabs is just broken off, it's just missing. So I don't think I'll be using it, I'm not really sure. Also, it doesn't look as good with the seat that I have, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use it yet. Now the next part is the seat, as you guys can see. Now you might just think this is really dusty, but actually it's not. The black color is just really washed out, probably because of the sun or something, but it looks horrible. It is dirty, but I mean the color is just pretty much gone. It looks more grey than black. Now the fabric itself is in a decent shape other than the color. It does have a few rips and cracks, but it's usable, so I'll probably use it as a temporary seat, or I might just buy a new cover for it, which would save me some money. Next up is the rear spring. The spring itself is in really good condition, but the bearings are just blown out. Both of them, the top one and the bottom one, are both just gone, so I'll just have to find some new ones that fit. Other than that, the spring is actually in a good condition. Just a little side note, I think this bike originally used to be red, because all of the black parts have like a red glow to it, I guess. You can see where the paint is starting to chip, there's some red underneath, so I'm pretty sure this bike used to be red, which is funny, because my original PBR was also red, but the guy I bought it from sprayed it matte black, but he did an awful job and the black just literally rubbed off. Just from rubbing my leg against it while riding, the black would just come off and it would reveal the red original color underneath. So I thought it was just a pretty fun fact. Now the rest of the stuff that's left over are just some smaller parts, as you can see. I have a bunch of regulators, which I'm not sure if they still work. I have handlebars, which, I mean, they just need some paint, but they're just handlebars. I have some brake and shifting pedals, which also just need some paint and can be reused, as well as some handlebar control units for lights and horn, which seem to be in a good shape. I'll just have to test it because the wires don't look that good anymore. Everything is just so dirty. Now those were the parts that I picked up. All of the parts you saw again were 70 bucks, which was a really good deal, which leaves me with 230 bucks to do the remainder of the parts, which is going to be a challenge. Next thing I'm looking into buying is a front fork, preferably a complete kit with brakes. I'm still calculating how much of my budget I'm able to spend on it. It really depends on what engine I'm going to use. A new engine is out of the question. There's no way I can do it because a new engine is going to take up the remaining 230 bucks in my budget. So I'm going to have to pick up a second-hand engine, which isn't a big deal, but I still need to figure out which one because I can get a 50cc engine pretty cheap, but I don't want the 50cc, I want something more. Maybe a 140 if I find it for the right price. But yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're excited for this project and want to follow it, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.